Robert Durst is a multi-millionaire son of a New York City real estate developer, suspected of murdering 3 individuals in different states. His first wife, who disappeared in New York in 1982, his lifelong friend, who was killed in California in 2000, and his neighbor, who was killed and dismembered in Texas in 2001. The accused serial killer is the star of HBO's documentary The Jinx, which examines the complicated life surrounding this mysterious man and investigates the unsolved crimes to which he is the key suspect. Here is everything you need to know about him and his involvement in a spree of extremely mysterious crimes which has left the world baffled. Robert Durst, the serial killer who almost got away with it. First of all, it is important to mention that throughout the Jinx, Durst denied any involvement in any of the murders which he has been linked to, whether this is an outright denial of any involvement or having claimed that his actions were in self-defense. This is important because of what we're going to hear next. After filming for the miniseries had ended, Durst forgot to take off his microphone before he went to the bathroom. This audio is what was picked up.
What the hell did I do? Kill them all, of course.
Stick with me until the end to find out why this isn't the most damning piece of evidence the miniseries found, as we delve into the mysterious life of this man and figure out how he managed to avoid prison for so many years. After marrying his first wife, Kathleen McCormick, in 1973, she and Durst relocated to Vermont. McCormick's close friends and sister claimed that Durst had been physically abusive toward her in the years leading up to her disappearance on January 31st, 1982. It was several days after Kathleen's disappearance that Durst reported her missing. He alleged that the last time he had seen his wife was when he walked her to the train on that evening of that January day. Kathleen was declared legally dead in 2001. Her body was never recovered, and her whereabouts is still just as much of a mystery as it has been for all these years. In 2000, investigators were given an anonymous tip in relation to the location of Durst's wife's body, which subsequently reopened the investigation to the mysterious case. Detectives proceeded to contact one of Durst's closest friends, Susan Berman, but before they could do so, police received another anonymous letter alerting them that Susan Berman had been killed. She was found dead in her living room with a gunshot wound to the head. It is believed that it was Durst who wrote the letter. Although this was never proven after his wife vanished, Berman served as Durst's unofficial spokeswoman. She told friends in the years before her death that Durst acknowledged killing his wife and said she helped him cover his tracks. Berman told one friend that if anything happened to her, Durst would be the culprit. Once his wife's case was reopened, Durst tried to go completely off-grid, eventually settling in Galveston, Texas. It was there that Durst assumed a new identity as a mute woman called Dorothy Siner. However, in 2001, a human torso belonging to Durst's 71-year-old neighbor, Morris Black, was discovered floating in Galveston Bay. Durst was initially arrested but bailed himself out and went on the run, leaving the state. After he missed a court hearing, Durst was eventually tracked down to Pennsylvania after being caught shoplifting, despite the fact he had hundreds of dollars in his pocket. Durst claimed that he and Black had gotten into an argument over Durst's gun, which Black allegedly used to threaten him. Durst told the court how this fight led to Black getting shot in the face. Fearing that nobody would believe this claim of self-defense, Durst admitted to attempting to dispose of the body by dismemberment. He was subsequently acquitted from the murder after his defense team claimed that he was not in a well enough state of mind to consciously commit the crime, and put his actions down to the fact that he was intoxicated and suffering from symptoms related to Asperger's syndrome. On March 14th, 2015, Durst was arrested by FBI agents in New Orleans on a first-degree murder warrant signed by a Los Angeles judge in relation to the killing of Susan Berman. On November 4th, 2016, he was transferred to California and soon after was arrested in Los Angeles on first-degree murder charges. Although the voice recording you heard at the beginning of this short documentary is very damning, it was in fact the anonymous letter which alerted police to Berman's death, which ultimately led authorities to arrest Durst. In the last episode of The Jinx, director Andrew Jericho confronts Durst with a letter he had sent to Berman a year before she died. The writing style and the inaccurate spelling of Beverly are eerily similar, and although Durst denies sending the anonymous letter, he was unable to identify which writing was his when they were made to be the same size and placed side by side.
Well, I mean, the writing looks similar and the spelling is the same, so I can see the conclusion the cops would draw. Or the writing exemplar person would conclude they were both written by the same person.
In this scene in the documentary, Durst's body language and behavior drastically changes after he is confronted with both letters. He appears to lose all control of his body as he belches seemingly uncontrollably, something he later reflects on in the bathroom whilst his microphone is still on. In recent months, Robert Durst has been ordered to stand trial for the murder of Susan Berman 18 years ago. A judge has ruled that there is enough evidence to try the 75-year-old for the point-blank shooting of Susan Berman in her own home. Durst has pleaded not guilty, but he remains in jail without bail and is likely to die behind bars. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And remember to tune in every week for new creepy content from the Horror Shack.